Hello YouTube and welcome back to TCG Cardshop Sim. Last time we did some pulls, we got some alright cards. Nothing too insanely stellar, but it was overall okay, with the second set not being as good as the first, but still made some profit. Today we're going to be opening a bunch more card packs, so let's get started with that. While we open these card packs, of course, I'm going to be yapping about last week's events that took place after. Because usually I do kind of like a weekend roundup, or a week-long roundup of what happened last week that I didn't talk about on Monday. So 6,400. I'm going to preface this with, I am very tired. I had a couple of rough nights over the weekend, but it happens. So with all of that said and done, once we start opening these packs, we'll start talking about some of the topics. Hopefully we get some good cards. Yeah. Just moving these a little closer so I don't have to... Yeah, okay, perfect. Alright. Let's get started with the first pack. So, the State of Play happened last week. They showed off some announcements for new games and new stuff. Hold on, I need to scroll this. Okay, there we go. I just had a thing of notes, and I need to scroll it down because it's the first topic we're going to talk about. First off, coming to the PC, a new Silent Hill game, and a new Castlevania game. Those are some pretty cool announcements. People were super excited about that, which was nice. I love seeing the hype around the internet, even if I don't have much interest in the games myself. So people were really hyped about those two announcements, and it's cool they're coming to Steam. Confirmed. Because they have a store page, which is nice. The last couple of games on the list that they announced don't have a Steam page, so I don't know if they're even coming to Steam or if they're going to be exclusive or temporarily exclusive. We'll have to wait and see for that. Is Kenna Scars of Kosamora? It looks really cool. I don't remember much about the trailer since it was last week, but the game itself looks really slick. Very fluid, very like... I think it's like hack and slash where you take down hordes of enemies and stuff. I think, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But apparently it's a sequel, if I'm not mistaken. So that's cool. Looks like kind of like a good hack and slash where you just destroy groups of enemies in fluid combat, which is nice. The surprise of the event, personally for me, because I don't really have much in the way of... Like, I don't have a PlayStation. So the big announcement for me was Mina the Hollower got a demo on PlayStation. Exclusive for PlayStation. That's awesome. Because I haven't heard anything on Mina the Hollower since last October 31st. That's the date it was supposed to come out, and then it went radio silent. So, 175. I think that was our first hit, if I'm not mistaken. Or have I been missing cards left and right? I'm looking at chat. No, okay, good. So I am locked in. That's good. But Mina the Hollower, I've been looking forward to that game since it first announced last year, I think it was, or a couple of years ago, actually. I don't remember exactly how long, but it's been a hot minute. So the fact that we got any news about it shows that, one, they're still in development. The studio didn't get silently shut down. Looks like they're working towards finishing the product. So I get to keep my eyes and ears peeled for a potential release date in the near future. At least that's what I'm hoping for. And then the strangest announcement, in my personal opinion, for the fans of God of War, the God of War series. God of War, but you're a giant muscular chicken. I'm not even joking. It's called Project Windless. The main character is a giant muscular He-Man type character with a chicken head. And it's not a mask. And a lot of people were comparing it to the God of War series. 2 seconds, chat. Thank you, Cal. I'll take a look at it after stream. But thank you for the... Thank you. I really appreciate it. I just got a key to a game that I might be playing on stream. I'll look into it. I'll look it up and see what it's about. So very much appreciated. In fact, let me do that real quick. I'm gonna look it up real quick here. Card collector. Early access. I will definitely take a look at this game after stream. But thank you so much for the key. Shout out to Kal Torak for the key. Very much appreciated. I don't honestly know. 102. I honestly don't know how I should have went about that. Hopefully, I don't know if you wanted me to announce about the key or anything like that, so sorry if I wasn't supposed to do that. I'm fairly new to this. I'm still learning, so... It's to a game called Card Collection Simulator. I would think that it would. He said, or they said that if I liked this game, I would probably like their game, which I'm looking forward to seeing what it's about. Looking it up and potentially even testing it out before streaming it. Let me do something real quick, chat. I am sorry, this is... important. Oh, whoops. I am just looking at something. Yeah, I'm looking at something here, chat. Alright, I'll get back to the game now. I apologize about that, chat. So yeah, God of War chicken game. Very, very weird, very, very interesting, very, very, different. Seems like it's gonna be goofy fun. Maybe it'll come out on Steam, maybe I'll have to give it a try. Never know. But yeah. And that was pretty much all of the announcements that I really had any kind of interest in. There were tons of other games and tons of other hype announcements, but nothing that really stuck out at me. People are talking about how it's, one of the best PlayStation Directs in a while, and I'm happy for them. But as a non-PlayStation player, it's cool that they're getting love. The next topic on the agenda is Power World got an update. So development and the push to 1.0 is still underway. They have released a bug patch and they added schematics for some of the weapons that didn't have schematics for them, which means you can get better versions of them, which is pretty cool. They also did a couple of bug fixes. The update itself wasn't anything substantial, but it was a good reminder that the game is still working towards being out of early access, and 2, that they're still active in the community. Like, they're still keeping us updated with and fixing things and getting ready for that big push. So that's really cool. Always happy to see an update from them. And it's super duper nice. And the final topic I have to cover is that the Dot Hack series, the makers of Dot Hack, the video games, I do believe, are coming out with a new Dot Hack game. Now, I don't know how many people will be familiar with that series, but it has had a very long, very massive amount of games, books, I do believe books, and even even multiple different animes, all based around the same kind of universe. I don't know if, by books I mean like short stories, you know, like spin-offs and stuff like that. But, yeah, the cards are kind of meh today so far. But yeah. The Dot Hack was one of the anime series that I grew up watching as a kid, actually. Dot Hack Legend of the Twilight Bracelet was one of the funniest animes I watched when I was a young kid. I absolutely loved it. It was interesting. It was kind of one of my first baby steps into actual anime. And I know Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! And all that is anime, but like, this anime wasn't exactly geared towards kids, like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon and Sailor Moon and Cardcaptor Sakura and all those other shows that randomly popped up. I think it was, I even saw 1594. I believe I even saw Dot Hack before I actually saw Dragon Ball for the first time, or Dragon Ball Z. 157. So that was like one of my first animes. And I remember staying up, or begging my mom to stay up, till like 12 at night for the newest episode that came out. Because I think it like aired on the weekends or something like that. Or on Fridays. Or Saturdays. It was one of those days. And I also remember sometimes actually sneaking up late at night and watching the anime anyways. And I got caught a couple of times. So this is not going to be surprising news to her, to my mom, who is currently watching. So it's really cool that the Dot Hack series is actually being brought back into the anime sphere, or the video game sphere. Like, it's getting more love. I don't know if it's a reboot, a sequel, or anything like that, but it is a new installment. And while I never played any of the games, so I don't really know the story, I know that it's all I think it's all one big story, if I'm not mistaken. But there's just so much that there's no point in trying to get invested in the actual story. Yeah, I got caught a lot. A few times you were never that sneaky. Yeah, I know. Looking back on it, I know that you've caught me tons of times, and sometimes you let it go because of how excited I was, and other times you called me out because it was becoming obsessive. But dumb kid logic is dumb kid logic. That's all I gotta say. Yep. If I turn down the TV, it doesn't matter how loud I am, she won't hear me. Like I said, kid logic. But absolutely, that was one of the funniest animes, and it got so serious near the middle and end of the show. But they had a lot of very funny moments in it. Watching it back now, I smile, but it's nowhere near as good as I thought it was when I was a kid. But just fine. That's how it goes. And that's literally everything. Besides just like gaming stuff that happened over the weekend for me. Number one, biggest thing is I did not get around to playing any Pal World. I was too busy being infected by the bug that is known as Balatro. I picked that game back up and it is just as frustrating, just as fun, and just as zany as I remember. I also figured out how to apply the cosmetics to the cards. I never figured that out because I was too busy enjoying the game. So, I figured that out. Now, all of my cards, or all my face cards have, characteristics to them. Like, I think hearts are Among Us. Diamonds are Vampire Survivors. You know, like little nods to different games that I've played. Which is cool. Looking at the list of games, I actually played quite a few of them, I think. Which was neat. So it made kind of choosing the cards, the designs I wanted, hard. And I've just pretty much been doing casual runs. None of the crazy, added difficulty. But I did wind up getting an achievement off a very funny, really dumb run that shouldn't have won, but it completely did. Like, it decimated it. I'm surprised I got nearly as far as I did. Which is fun. So that's pretty much the only game I played over the weekend, aside from setting up shop and stuff like that. And just kind of doing basic things. Giving myself reminders of where I'm at on certain things. You know, the usual. Don't want to forget what I did last time on Mio, so I jumped on Mio, had a quick brief look at the map, went to the area, saw what it was I needed to do. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. I remember. So, yeah. But mainly just been watching streams and playing Balatro. I don't know why I like Balatro so much. So, now that I've done rambling about everything that happened and went on with my weekend, how was everybody else's weekend? How was your weekend? Yeah, the weekend did go really, really fast. I agree with that. You turn around once and it was Sunday. I was just like, where did the time go? There is one more thing I would like to give a brief shout out to. For any fans who might be watching this on YouTube, on the Splitgate Architect server on Discord, there is a tournament coming up, hosted by a good friend of mine, with a volunteer cash pool, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken. I am fairly certain that people donated money for a prize pool. And it is a 3v3 tournament. Is it a 3v3 or a 4v4? Let me get my facts straight. I know I'm stopping a lot, but this is all relevant information and important to me, so... let's see. 20 news. Oh, let's see. Where is it? Team restrictions. It's a 3v3 classic takedown tournament. And it'll be held on February 28th at 12 p.m. EST. Alright. Yeah, it did go... I'd rather it go... I would rather it go kind of not fast, but not slow. I like a good... You know the time is passing, but it's not... You blink and you miss it. You know? Alright, back to opening cards. $104. Two seconds. I have a feeling I need to do this real quick. Alright. By the way, did you get that number? Call it a hunch. But there was something that popped up that I was thinking of that I needed to check to do real quick. I promise you that was the last time. Today's kind of been an off day in terms of like the card value thing, because I didn't expect to get a key, first of all. Second, I was not nearly as prepared as I thought I was. So, I should be all good now. Yeah, poke the streamer. Poke the cards to... Oh, never mind. 248. So, what are we at right now for card value? Because I have a feeling that we're not doing the best, but we're not doing terrible. I'm hoping... well, I don't know how many boxes we're in. So we might not be doing terrible. I'll count the boxes after this handful of cards. But I have a feeling we're not doing the best. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're 3 boxes in. Yeah, we're not doing the best, are we? Well, technically we're only 2 boxes in, because this, well, actually no. We're not doing well at all. I didn't think so. Unfortunate. Alright. Might be a bad day for cards. Never know. I feel like, I'm trying to remember what I was gonna say. Kind of slipped my mind. Even though we've been stopping a lot at the start, I feel like we're still moving really fast through the packs because we're not getting very much. If that makes sense. I mean, we're already 4 boxes in, 3 boxes in. I think that was the 4th. So we're still literally making good time, which is very unfortunate. But yeah, I thought I would... Yeah. That's all I really care about as well, is breaking even and making a tiny bit of profit. We don't need to make $100,000 worth of profit. It would be nice, and I'm not going to complain if we do. But if we break even and we make a little bit extra, I'm good. I won't call it a loss. You know what I mean? Or I won't say that it was a bad set. Or a not good set. Because I feel like breaking even is kind of the bare minimum for a okay set. Making a little extra, giving us a little bit of a cushion for the next set. That makes it a good set. Yeah, well, you know, most of the time when I say, oh, this is gonna be a chill stream, random stuff happens that makes it not so chill for a little bit. Like when playing Terraria, I thought that the first bosses would be easy as cake, and then got slapped in the face with the reality that no, they weren't. And so I was just left annoyed, because I'm like, I should be able to beat these bosses. They're the start of the game boss, and I'm like nearly almost max tier armor for the start of the game, you know? So it didn't turn out to be as chill of a start, but the rest of the stream was chill. But this is the only game where I can 100% confidently say that it'll be a chill day. Even the hecticness of opening shop isn't really that crazy. Like, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, people are buying so many cards I can't keep up. But I don't call that hectic. I don't call that, like... I still think the game is 100% chill. The only time the game wasn't chill was when I was aiming for the achievements. The very specific achievements. Mind you. And I've pretty much gotten all the achievements I need. I'm really close to 100%ing and platinuming this game. One will happen naturally, which is level 100. Then I need to get a set of 1 through 10. $133. But yeah, the getting 1,200 was a gigantic pain in the butt, but I've managed to pull that off. I just need to sell the $100,000 card, which is going to take forever. I need to get like 100 top graded cards, I think it is. And then a set of 1 through 10 graded cards. And that will literally be all the achievements of the game. Also this week, I will be playing Enter the Gungeon. I'm going to put that back in the rotation for a couple of weeks. Just for funsies. I kind of missed the game. It was fun. Ever since I beat the past, I haven't really been too focused on it. Kind of want to take a small break from RPGs. For a couple of weeks. And yeah, the last 2 or 3 card pulls have been not great, but not bad, because we've broken even. We're due in for a big hit. I will admit that. And I hope we get it sooner rather than later. But that's up to RNG. And I'm gonna be honest, Based on all of our card pulls, all of our records that we've created, all of the insane pulls we've had throughout the entirety of this playthrough, there's no way we're ever going to be negative with cards. Because the profit we have from all the other pulls is just so great. You know what I mean? Like, we'll lose money, but I doubt we'll ever be in a dire situation. Unless I get dumb and spend too much money. The game has really been good to us. But we take it week by week. I'm kind of thinking of shifting my plans for the next RPG I play. 113. I have some stuff cooking. I am going to stop to grab a drink real quick. 277. Gotta stay hydrated. I have like 2 or 3 partial water bottles that make up a full bottle of water sitting on my desk. Alright. There we go. Hey, new card. And before you say it, I know I said no more stopping, but too bad, I need to drink. And of course I know I'm joking. Or you know I'm joking. And yes, I took away your fun. Wahaha. We got 4 more boxes. Yes. You always wind up finding a way to get me. So I'm not concerned about that in the least. It's not a matter of if, but when. Almost 3,000. Yikes. I need 2 really good cards, 1 insane card, or 1 really, really good God pack. Because 100 is a card we consider good. So we would need some insane cards. Or some very, very good cards. In my personal opinion. Then again, with I would prefer to get a God pack that's really, really good, or get some really, really good cards. Not an insane card that takes everything up in one go, because then we have value in terms of count, money, but not in card count. And we are really hurting for cards to sell right now. We're dipping into the low 300s fairly quickly. I kinda would like to keep it above 200. 286. I mean, we're definitely gonna count cards that are 100 and above, because those are kind of like emergencies kind of situations. Cards that I have so many duplicates of that I can swap to just throw down immediately without having to worry. Oh, there's your God pack. Not really, a demigod pack. 109. Well, we're slowly inching our way up to the next level for our shop. I really enjoyed counting the profits and cards and stuff. I find that for a stream playthrough, it's much funner to bust open packs and see what you get on even though it takes much longer. But I think for like solo playthroughs or just to get achievements or to get cards to sell, the card machine is really useful. I use it a lot on my off-stream playthrough. I just load up my machines full of Destiny legendary packs, go do something and come back in 10 minutes and... Well, actually what I do is I stockpile a bunch of boxes next to it of cards, of card packs, fill the machines up with one of the sets. I have multiple sets of them, and then leave, come back in 8 minutes, and then, or 8-10 minutes, whenever the machines are done, and reset them, and then go do something else until they're done again. Well, we're in the 3K range at least. I know that for a fact. Yep. $104. Yep, 3K to break even. $400. Alright, after this box, I think it'll be about time for our first break of the stream. I might go ahead after we do our second set of boxes, depending on how good or bad it goes. I might just open shop and I'm sure we have way more than enough cards to keep the cards flowing. But it's not going to be as heavy of a day of profit. I still do have all those $100 cards. So. So we should be more than good. I'll go until this last box is done. So this should be the last set of cards. Last handful. And then we go to break. 248. I think we're getting closer to the 2K range that's required to break even. Yep. Say close, not exact. Alright, I am going to take a brief intermission. So go grab a snack and do what you gotta do, and I'll be back in a little bit. I'll see you soon. Alright, chat, I am back. Is everyone ready? Okay, good. Let's get back to it. We got 2 more boxes, and then we buy another set of 10. And then we eat whatever losses or gain whatever profits we have, and we open up shop. Should I save? Honestly, I think I should, no matter what. I'm not resetting the day, so I need to save. I have not saved once. And then cell phone, TCG. Okay, so we have a few days before our graded cards come back as well. I wanted to double check that to make sure I don't stock my cards up before the graded cards come in. Since I still do need to stock up cards for the shop tomorrow. Or the opening of the shop later, I mean. $265. $217. Keep them coming. We're inching our way there. $271. We should be, I think, within 1,000. 1,600, 600, somewhere around that range. Well, not quite, but close. We're at 4,800. Might also go ahead and add some new stock after we're done with the opening the store. Okay, there's 8 packs left. $1,600 to break even. Can we do it in 2 boxes? That is the only question. Well, technically in 1 box. Like a pack or 2. Alright. Last box. 1,600 required. Here we go. $248. Oof. I'm not even sure if I should do a second set of 10. That's how this is going. Oof. We're going to, though. We always do a second set of 10, but definitely makes me worried for the second set. We might be going negative for the first time ever. Like, overall, if the second set is just as bad, if it were worse than the first set. That's mildly concerning. What do you think? Are we gonna break even? Place your bets now. Personally, I'm gonna have to put my money on no. Well, first of all, I don't have channel points. So it was more of a hypothetical scenario rather than an actual offer. If I had channel points, I might actually make a prediction, but I don't, so yeah. And there hasn't been a drama that I've actually wanted to talk about in quite a while. Like, honestly. At least on stream. But that's just the way it goes. $212. I only saw one card in there. So. What's our grand total? Much as it pains me to do this. So we are minus $1,137. Ouch. All right. Time for our second set of 10. And hope and pray that it's better than the first set. Well, that's just a common phrase. So with the second set bought, we are now at... We need $7,537 to break even. We can do it though. First set out of the way. It's time to get on that second set. What do you mean what? We made 5,263, right? I added what we didn't make, how much we minused, on top of another 6,400. We need $7,537 to break even. Here, I'll write it in chat. Oh, nope, sorry. 7,537. There. That's it. Oh, I guess I forgot to mention something. Finally, I got the keyboard working on my setup. So I can now type in chat. Which means I can give shoutouts and everything else. Without having to have tabs open on my main computer. So I am super excited about that. But we don't know how long that'll last. And so far, the second set is not looking any better than the first set. But we're still very early on. So. Alright. Well, we haven't hit anything, so you're good. Uh, 102, our first hit of the second set of boxes. Yep. When you get a really bad first set of cards, it really makes you think about whether or not you should open another set or not. But I always do, because just because the first set is bad doesn't mean the second set is going to be bad. It could be really good. But right now it's not looking too hot. 153. Oh, 8 cards left, or 8 packs left in this one. That was not the first box. I've got some bad news for you. At least I don't think it was. I mean, I can count the boxes real quick. It's no big deal. But, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, yep, it is the first box. Never mind. Okay. That was my bad. I was mistaken. $387. 187. Let's go. Do. So the other night, I was watching some ranked gameplay of Splitgate, and I gotta say, I've really fallen in love with Splitgate 2. What they did with Splitgate 2, now called Splitgate Arena Reloaded, I feel like they really brought back Splitgate in so many ways. Like, to me, it has the same feeling as old Splitgate. Newer maps, newer mechanics, so it's not the exact same. But I absolutely love what they did with it. Now, I don't think it'll ever match my love of the original Splitgate, but they did so well with it. They remade all of Splitgate 1 maps and put them into Splitgate 2, or at least some of them. More are coming, apparently, and they all feel just like updated versions of the original maps. And they even did some new cool things with some of the older modes. For example, One in the Chamber, one of my personal favorite modes, they brought it back, but instead of using kind of like a not a sniper rifle, but more of a long shot, kind of like a rifle, 172. And instead of using that for One in the Chamber, they use pistols, which is really interesting to me. Especially since they feel way different than the rifles. 135. At least in my personal opinion. They added back the Battle Royale mode and updated that, which I was meh on. And people got to vote on the ranked version of Splitgate, like the ranked playlist, and people wanted a mode called Takedown. So they brought back Classic Takedown 3v3 for ranked mode, which is huge, because that's what a lot of people wanted. Now, I myself am going to not touch ranked with a 5-foot pole, because in team-based games, especially if it's competitive, like, team-based is competitive enough without having ranked in it for me. I don't want to actively be costing my team ranks. That's something, like, I've always been uneasy about, is I hate being the weak link, and if I lose because my team loses because I do poorly, that robs them of their ranking, as well as sets me back, and I just don't want that at all, in the slightest. But it's really cool that people are getting kind of like what they always wanted with Splitgate 2, back when it first was announced and came out. They were hoping for a sequel to Splitgate, and rather than being its own unique, different entity that was alright and had some good ideas, it truly feels like it's an actual successor to Splitgate. In my humble opinion, in my honest opinion. So I've been diving headfirst into it for a little bit. I wish I could stream it. I really do. But the game is too much of a beast. You get a slideshow rather than a stream. So, same with like just taking videos of it. Nothing open, it still chugs. It's unfortunate. Maybe if I have literally nothing open but OBS and Splitgate, maybe then I could try and record some gameplay footage. But not looking good. By the way, dinner last night was fantastic. I really enjoyed the roast beef. I don't know if I told you that last night. It seems like a lot of old stuff is coming back. Like, I've been recommended a lot of old YouTube videos that I used to watch a long time ago. Like, for example, randomly out of the blue, I got recommended a PewDiePie video from during the war he had with a YouTube channel called T-Series, when they were pushing for the first person to have a million subscribers or something like that. And he posted a diss track for when they finally got him, when they finally passed the PewDiePie. And PewDiePie put out a diss track. It was actually catchy as... it was catchy and very funny, and it actually pushed him past T-Series for a brief little bit until they finally wound up the #1 YouTube channel. But that was... it was a flat-out, like, no-holds-barred battle royale for the top of for the first channel for 1 million subscribers. 203. And it just randomly popped up on my feed the other day. I couldn't help but laugh. Nice, 1,374. Finally, a huge hit. That's nice. That's really good. That's gonna help a lot. I mean, we've been doing pretty good. Yeah, 2,713 is what we're currently at. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 boxes, and we're almost at 3K. So if you average it out, about 3K a box. Or 1K a box, I mean. Not terrible. We need to do a little better, or we're gonna be in some... little bit of deeper water, but still not bad. 109. Just old YouTube channels that I haven't watched in years just started randomly getting recommended to me. So I decided to take a trip down memory lane a little bit. It was nice. I'll say meow meow back to her for me. And give her some head scritches. Tell her to beat up the card packs so they give me better cards. Oh no, she did? Oh, you're saying she would. I see, I see. Don't worry, I caught on quick. But yeah, now I have PewDiePie's congratulations stuck in my head. 99, the diss track. One of my favorite lines is, "For legal reasons, that's a joke. For legal reasons, that's a joke." Because he was talking about some. Oh, well, that might work. Because he was talking about T-Series and kind of some of the stuff that I think were like rumored or like people have brought attention to. And he's like, oh, well, and he commented on it, and then he said, "For legal reasons, that's a joke." You know what's really crazy? Is I remember watching Markiplier back when he literally was just a YouTuber. Then he got into streaming. 127. And then, like, out of the blue, next thing I know, he's turning around making doing shorts. Like, his Markiplier in Space series. These full-length YouTube productions. And then he goes on to make movies. And then there's also people like PewDiePie who made themselves so rich and, like, so famous that they can blow massive amounts of money on these crazy productions and not have to worry about anything in terms of, like, getting Mr. Beast to appear in a video or like just these big video projects that he did. He started like a YouTube drama series or a meme series, and yet I think there was one time, I don't know if he does it all the time, but when Connor and Iron Mouse did a cyclathon for charity, he showed up to it. He was like literally riding beside, talking with Connor and stuff. I don't know if he's like a regular regular contributor or anything, but it's still really cool to see him doing stuff like that. $3,000. We're slowly making our way there. One, two, three, four, 5 boxes. 6.5 boxes, or 5.5 boxes. 233. 277. 'But it's been fun to revisit old childhood videos, or old, like back when I first was around YouTube, was just getting to know the platform. Some of the stuff I saw, some of the stuff I grew up with. People like PewDiePie and Markiplier. I think I even got recommended some Lindsey Sterling stuff too, which I found her way later on, but I was still like not fully grown. I was still pretty young when I first found her music. It's just all these old memories of like growing up, teen years, talking with my friends, early adulthood. Little munchkin me. Seeing old YouTubers I haven't seen in decades. Okay. That box so far, if I were to make a wager, I would say not quite 4,000 yet. Now I got some pretty good cards back to back. Ooh, I thought we were closer to 4K than that. Oh, this might be the first time ever we actually end on a loss. I don't think that's actually ever happened before, has it? We have never walked away with a loss. We've come close. No we have, or no we haven't? Yeah, so this is gonna be a first, if it keeps up. Now there's always a chance we'll hit a 6K card, or a 5K card, or a God Pack. So, I'm not saying it's over yet, but the forecast doesn't look too bright. Chances are slim. 136. Yeah, exactly. Well, even if there was only one pack left, there would still be hope. But I'm saying, at the current rate we're going, it's not looking promising. By the way, going back to Balatro for a quick second, my favorite deck, two decks, are the checkered deck, 327. The checkered deck, because it has hearts and spades, I think it is, and that's all it has in the entire deck, so it's very easy to get a flush build going. What happened? Oh. That's no big deal. The only hit we got was that 300 and some odd hit. I can probably find it. I think it was 327. I don't think we had any other hits other than that. So just add the 350. Do you remember what? We'll just have to do it that way. Yeah. Alright, so for all intents and purposes, we are at 3,885. We might be... It's fine. It's fine. 109. I'll say, give or take 100, we are within that same range. Because I don't believe we got anything else of value. So if we're a little off, that's fine. Not the end of the world. Yep. That's a very smart thing to do. Every so often you should do that if you want to keep track. Make it easier for yourself. She tried to attack the packs for me. Let's just pretend that's what she was doing. She was trying to beat up the packs to give me better cards. Sassy's such an adorable kitty. It's funny. One thing I really love about Sassy... That's funny. Whenever she finds me in the bathroom, whether I'm taking a shower or like brushing my teeth or whatever, she will literally jump up on the sink and wait for me to turn on the water so she can drink from the faucet. And that is just the most adorable thing. When I go to put my hand on the faucet, she will literally rub her nose and face against my hand, like trying to convince me to do it for her. It is so cute. She really loves that. I know she does it with you, but it's like almost every time that she sees that I'm in the bathroom, she's always trying to get me to do it for her. But what's really crazy is the other day... Yeah, of course. I know she gets fresh water. But what's really crazy is the other night, it was really late, I was super tired, I was in the bathroom, Sassy came in, and I'm like, I'm sorry Sassy, I'm not going to be turning on the water for you. She looked at me, looked down at the ground like she was pouting, and then she walked away. Like she actually understood me or something. I'm like, wow, really? It was so weird. And cute. Alright, this is going to be the second break of the stream. Thank you so much for sticking around. I'll be back after a short break. So take this time to refill your drink, grab a snack, or do whatever it is you want to do. I'll see you soon. Alrighty, we are back and ready to rock. Finishing off the last 4 boxes. And we are actually doing better than we did in the first box, but we still need to do even better because yeah, it's not looking too good. Still time. I finished off that handful really quick. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We need a change of days. But I will say, even on 175, even though we've been on the same day for like 3 or 4 times, we've still never had a run this bad. Where the first box actually put us negative. It's usually either A, we barely break even by the end, or 2, we do pretty okay, but not nearly good enough to pay for another box or set, you know? This is the first time where we've actually been in the hole. Like, we've had days where we have been, yeah, but not in the last 3 times we've done this, though, I don't think. Maybe we did. I don't know. I don't remember. No, it wasn't in the 3, or yes, it was in the 3. I wasn't saying this is our first time ever going negative. I was saying this is the first time on this day that we've hit negative. Before, it's usually barely positive, slightly positive, or decently positive by the end. Is what I was saying. 144. But I do feel like, even though it's not going as well as I had hoped, I do think we're getting enough cards to open shop for real. Because we've gotten a couple of good cards and a lot of decent cards. The fact that most of the cards we've gotten are 200s and 100s, and yet we're still in the 3000s, definitely means we've been getting some good cards. You know what I mean? This is, we haven't been getting enough of them, or enough high value cards to break even. 4,313 is our current cash for these boxes. Watch, I'm gonna throw some cards in the card machine after streaming. It's gonna give me a 12k God pack or something. I'm not going to, but knowing my luck, it would. I think that was like 89, and I don't think we do anything over 9. We only do 90 and above, right? Not 80 and above? Or do we do flat out 100 and above only? I think we do 100 or 90 and above. Okay. Then if you added that last card, disregard it. Hopefully it didn't mess up the count. So I can tell you exactly what it was. If you say you need me... Okay, okay. Good. I mean, it was really close to 90, that's why I bothered saying it, but then I remembered that's not the case, even if it's close. So. That was my bad. Within a month, we should be at the next level of our shop. Hooray! You know, if I open shop, I'll probably actually get the level anyways. There we go! $4,997. We officially broke even. Or, well, actually above even. I think. I'm waiting for the official the official go-ahead. $1,753 worth of profit. Let's go. One card is all it takes. We still have a couple of boxes to get through, too. So... thank you, cards. Yep. With only 2.5 boxes left to go. We broke even. Let's go. That was scary. I'm not gonna lie. I am not gonna lie. That was scary. I thought for the first time ever we were actually gonna end negative. There was always that chance that we were gonna hit big, so I'm glad we did, but I had my doubts. 422. Yeah, exactly. Ditch the boxes and start and end the day. It's not worth it, but nah. 422. I'd never do that. Even if they had nothing in them. Because there's always a chance there would be something, you know? You were in my boat. You were like, it could happen, but it probably won't. And then it happened. So. $2,175 worth of profit. We're starting to climb. Now that we're in the green, we're climbing. How far can we get? Yep, exactly. I'm not saying we need to make any more. I'm just saying I wonder how, if we are. You know? How about 127? Game is like, fine. You want a little bit more? You want a little bit more here. I'll give you this. We'll compromise. You don't get the 200. You get something else. Thanks, game 135. $233. Yeah, I know. I will do that as soon as I'm done with these boxes. Hold on, 2 seconds, chat. Ooh. Hope that won't affect Dad. I guess no. Never mind. No, he's not gonna be home for quite a while, so it should all be cleared out. I don't know if you got the same alert I did or not. I think it should be fine. One last box. I didn't really see any details about what the alert was. I just glanced at it. I know it's some kind of accident, but... Ugh. Ooh, 153. Yeah. I think it'll be fine. A 102. Yeah, but let's be honest. We don't know if that's exactly how long it's going to take or not. 175. Depends on what's going on there. Ooh, $3,100 worth of profit. Let's go. You know what would be funny is if we ended around the same amount that we got on the first box as a total. That would actually be kind of funny and ironic, don't you think? Oh, we missed the mark by 1,100 some odd. But, in the second box, we got all of it plus the exact amount we ended on the first box. Alright, we got 2 more handfuls of cards, and then we are done with openings for today. $411. 411. We got the same card twice. Alright, what's our final total of profit? This was what we ended off with whoops, fudge. I did not mean to do that. I hit the wrong button. That's what we ended off with the first box of the day with. So pretty close. Oh, actually, I did have all the cards for sale. Let's go. Okay. Oh, well. Okay. Okay, I'll go ahead and fix that up. There we go. Good deal. No. Okay. 1,000. Okay, everyone's buying cards, so I need to switch to duplicates. Just until the wave wears off. Card deal. Let's decline. I don't really have time. Decline. 6? Yeah. We'll do 6. All of my cards are gone. 6. Technically 5. Five. Do that. Turn my head for 2 seconds and all of my cards were gone. I'm out. Oh, no, that's not it. Price. There we go. 2,700. 2,600. Cool. Now I can slap up this 1,000. This 1,000. This 1,000 again. Excuse me, sir. You're in my way. I can't see anything. Card deal. Card deal. Nothing I'm interested in. Gotta try a lot harder than that to entice me. Oh, whoops. Yeah, I know. I don't have time to switch tabs. I need to constantly stay on this. As you can see, I'm getting overwhelmed. cards are selling like hotcakes. I can barely keep up without going... duplicates. The initial rush literally like crushed me. Now I can switch tabs since I have a second. Slap up them boys. Closest click, that's all I care about. There we go. $650. No, you can get lost with that. 7K for a 5K card? Kidding me? Not that dumb. All ghost rares are sold. I bought this 3K card. I'm gonna have a lot of dissatisfied people because of this. Okay. Switching back to dupes. There we go, 7. I wish they would stop purchasing all in one section, because that hurts the, overall thing. And I know I have card deals. Card deal. Card deal. Card deal. Having to pass up on good card deals just to save time, man. Because it's all I can do to keep up, Mom. I'm on duplicates. So it means one of each card is left after I'm done selling. And I'm trying to fill up the slot so that when they come there, they aren't going to complain that there's no cards for sale. Because that's how it works. So I need the biggest amount of volume I can get. Oh, and also for the single cards that I was doing, because they're all different cards, I would have to press them all individually while they're grabbing at them, and there's a chance that one of them might be priced too high, so they're going to complain about being ripped off on the shop. It's kind of a safety precaution. deal. Light. Card deal. Sure. Graded card. Aha. $300 for this. 35, 60, okay. Price. I am in the mid 200s now. Whew. Okay. Excuse me. I can do 2 because this one had multiples, and it prices for both, so we're fine with that. Oof. Okay. On price? Yes, it is. Okay. Not on dupes. Alright. Decline. I think I've already set that one. Yeah, I have. It's good. Actually set some of these up. Nice. Check this. Okay, no stinks, no stinks. Okay. We got 3. Put that down. That down, put that down, mark all those down, put that down, put that down, put that down, mark all 3 of them, throw that down, throw that down, crap, which one was it? I think it was this one. Okay. It was. Just in case, I'll double check. Alright, cool. Ah! There we go. Even though it was hectic, it's still fun and very chill. I'd rather be flooded with cards, because I could have just stuck to duplicates and been fine. So no matter... Okay, I'll do that. Are we plumb out of anything? Oh. Actually, no. We did not sell out of anything, thankfully. Good. It's always nice. Alright. Now I can take my time. Is this a better card in general? now we absolutely need to open more packs next time. Like, we're going to be opening packs for a while to recoup. Ooh, 700? Market price 800, buying it for 700? That's a frickin' steal. One game only has one left? Oh, yeah. Well, we're not sold out. I guess we almost sold out, but not entirely. However, I will preemptively do this. So I can stock it. There are still customers back there. I'll just set this here for now. Alright, cool. That's everything. Wow. Wow. Oh. Okay, he's done. Good. Alright, cool. Let me first do the initial sweep. One box there, so I'll do this. Does it only have 2 in them? Yep. Okay. A lot of these I think I should just throw away because they're close to being empty, but that would be a waste of money, so. Alright. And not really. If there's only one of them left in a box out of 2, they're just gonna sell out even quicker. If I didn't have that one, if I didn't go into the shop having full boxes and stuff, I would have been 1 short for the game. So it's not as big of a waste as you think. These are going nicely. Like, really? Leaving it with 1? Oh, wait. There. That solved that problem. Yeah, but I'm not always going to be doing that. That's the also thing you have to take into account. We almost sold out of the board game because there's so few. Alright. Well, we've got like 3 or 4 more days of card pulls before I feel like we're gonna be ready for shop to be opened again. So we got a lot of time. I'm not particularly in any kind of rush. Oh, I missed one. But what I can do is check out. What? Hello? There we go. I was stuck. Throw that in there. This is only the preliminary scan, too. I haven't even restocked yet. Which I will be doing off stream. Nope. It's the windy one. This one. Welcome back. Essentially, it's Destiny Red. Okay. Oh, that's right. I'm dumb. Oh wow, these are finally selling. Nice. It's been so long since. Ooh, we only have 7 of these left. That means we can start getting ready to sell the big boy boxes, which is nice. Good, good, good. Okay, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. These are good, these are good, these are good. 9, 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9, 8, 9, 7. Yellow. Darn here. Nope. There we go. Yellow. Box has no items in it. Good. I like emptying out boxes without leaving any remaining. It's always nice. Ooh. The skeleton board game. This is perfect. Because now I can get rid of this bottom shelf. Ha! Restocked. Let's go. Okay. And then we have white, blue, and red. White, blue, and red. White, blue, and red. White, blue, and red. From the top, white, blue, and red. Sweet. This is just gonna be the last thing I do for stream. After this, we see if we have a raid target. We have 1, 2, and 12. Wow, 1, 2, and 12. Would you imagine that? Lined up perfectly. Oops, that's the wrong one. There we go. Because if you put the 1 and 2 together, you get 12. I'm smart. Alright, this is where I am going to call the YouTube video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring that notification bell to be notified when I post my next YouTube video. And if you want to catch me live, come on over to twitch.tv/onedamngamer, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. EST. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.